boko kuruka di kudode chathi bota pasera jike oshero adi hikanwa katereke fire ngongenda fire ngenda kwe fire ngongenda fire
Morning mix.
Mosquitoes.
The most listened to radio show on the planet.
Morning mix.
Number one for today's hits at all time.
More refreshing than to be up. Morning mix.
On this Wednesday morning right here on Informante. What is Fustek?
Do you know where the word
Stick.
nee, ek weet, maar jy wil eintlik sê verseker. But you know where it comes from?
From dogs?
Nee,
Is mens so sorry honest from
Katuturat. When Afrikaans started off, more than, hundreds of years ago.
yeah.
If you wanted one, if you don't want,
Beter kan.
hallo.
Julle sal ook Fustek word. Yeah, so how did it come up?
You guys are on air. Okay.
Please don't start having technical errors when we are already on the air.
Okay.
Anyway,
So what I wanted to say is, futsek comes from it's a word that evolved over a number of years, over hundreds of years. The original was voortse ek. Go
ja, gaan voort sê ek.
voortse ek. Voortse ek. Ek sê gaan voort. Just go. So over the years it became voortse ek. Voortsek. Yeah. So and that is it's really not a swear word. It's not a swear word. That's the origin of where it comes from.
The meaning has just sort of evolved over the years.
It evolved over a number of years, exactly as you say. So the original is voort sê ek. Ek sê voort.
Ek sal nou vir mense begin sê, hallo, voort sê ek.
Yeah. So and it even evolved from voetsek to tek. Yeah.
All right, guys, it's time for your sports news this morning on the Morning Mix.
Sports on the morning.
And of course, we start with some local news. Namibia currently in Kenya at the Copa Coca-Cola Africa Cup. Weird name.
Jay het begin praat nou die dag daaroor and apparently we went through without
winning a single
games
game
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Well, yesterday, that lukewarm performance at the ongoing 2019 Copa Coca-Cola Africa Cup in Thika, Kenya, it continued unabated with the boys from the land of the brave, falling victim to a 4-1 thumping at the hands of Southern African neighbors, Zimbabwe.
Aye.
Right, on Monday, Namibia lost the 2 opening matches against Uganda, going down 11-2 in the first clash, followed by a 4-0 defeat against the East Africans. Now, despite suffering the 2 consecutive defeats, of course, like we said, Namibia managed to progress to the quarterfinals because Ethiopia were not at the tournament. They didn't pitch. But then, of course, we were beaten, what was that?
By Zimbabwe.
By Zimbabwe, yeah.
Phew.
So, yeah, 3 matches, 3 defeats. This is as onder 16 mos
Onder 16,
is latest wat by die skole uitgetrek is. And I guess the developmental phase of Namibian football really needs some attention, because I mean, things like this are just glaring signs that we really need to put more in the sports, especially at grassroots levels.
Phew. You know what I say again, these are kids that are basically picked from the school system.
Yeah.
Our boys who play for DTS, SKV, Ramblers, who seems to me, in my humble opinion, a much more professional and structured system under the Hopsol Cup.
Yeah.
The quality of football amongst those players are high quality, and I would just urge, and I would just think that, you know what, maybe the soccer bosses out there can really amend, you know, how they do things, so that players from these clubs can be part of that system, representing Namibia.
Yes, of course. I mean, they are under 16 after all. So, I mean, if you qualify for the age group,
yeah,
I don't see what the problem is.
Exactly.
Homeschool is also school. Don't discriminate.
That's so. That's so.
All right. Still sticking with soccer. Peter Shalulile.
Away.
Yes. Highlands Park have put a price tag on his head. He's currently in demand in what do they, Premier Soccer League, or what do they call it? PSL. And Highlands Park have put a price tag of 10 million on his head for anybody who's willing or who wants to sign him. Highlands Park are one of those clubs that they are always reluctant to sell their best players, especially to competition within the league. So I guess that's why. But 10 million for our Namibian player, that's probably the highest transfer fee we would receive were he to move. Or not we as Namibians, but, you know, a Namibian player would receive.
True. I see Highlands is I don't know why we have to use the English Premier League also always as a point of reference, but we have no choice. But I see Highlands as these Watford Wolves type of teams where it's a hard work, grafting type of team that you're playing in, and maybe that is why Peter is making such a success of his career, because he's playing in a very hard working team.
In a team that suits him.
So I'm not saying that don't move to Kaizer Chiefs or Sundowns or Pirates. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just we had players, you know, in the likes of Ronnie Canalelo, who played for Mamelodi Sundowns, Mohamed Osep, Robert Nosep, who played for Kaizer Chiefs, you know, at the highest level of the PSL. So I wouldn't have a problem. I know what his pedigree is. So,
Peter,
So, I'm a courtesy.
Let's see if they're willing to fork out 10 million for Mr. Shalulile. All right. I think Mr. Producer maybe has sorted out his stuff now.
Oh, he did now?
Yeah, I think so. I've got 2 comments. Yes, that's what they call them. Paul Songa Sikumbu saying, morning crew. Moro Nebel, Cubase, and sports people.
Moro.
From Mutatio Castons. Mora, Monique Bubbles, and Peno Muyetenga also joining the live stream this morning. Great to have you guys on board.
Wat soek Monique hier?
Hey.
Wie dat gevra?
Sy het na my toe gekom.
Sorry toch.
Do you have a problem with that? All right, let's check out some international sports news. There's some movement in the rugby scene. More Neville's...
shocked.
What?
I'm shocked.
That what? That I'm doing rugby news?
Yeah.
Because you're here, Mos. I want to...
Oh,
you know,
okay.
appease you.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm an inclusive president. All right, now.
Sorry, J Cubase, you are the one this last couple of days who said you want to have nothing to do
with politics.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even say the word politics. You just finished my sentence.
Because I know what you want to say, Mos.
Nay, you can't just assume things here.
I know. I'm not assuming I know you. I knows you, my brother. I knows you.
Oh, okay.
All right. News out of Cape Town. Centre Burger Odendaal will be the Bulls' captain during next year's Super Rugby competition, with prop Trevor Nyakane serving as vice captain. This was confirmed by the Pretoria franchise at their annual award ceremony in Pretoria Tuesday night. Odendaal, who has played for the Bulls since 2013, also won the Super Rugby Back of the Year award. Mr. Rugby fanatic.
I don't know Burger Odendaal.
Is it?
No.
I thought you knew all the rugby players.
It's just that name, obviously, die boere het ook gevaarlijke name.
Burger.
It's like two surnames in a name.
Yes, Burger is also a surname.
Burger Odendaal. Van Wyk de Klerk. Die Wambos het mos ook twee van as name. Johannes Matthias. Matthias. Okay, so yeah, there's obviously a lot of movement. I think everybody is getting ready for the new rugby season coming up.
Yeah.
As much as the World Cup just came to an end about a month ago, there's still some continuity work that needs to be done. And obviously, I think South African rugby don't want to rest on their laurels at the moment because they've just been crowned world champions.
Yes, of course.
So it's rather important that they need to have contingency plans in place. We obviously still waiting with bated breath as to what South Africa and the All Blacks will be doing in terms of appointing new coaches. So that is really all I'm waiting for. I'll be
All
Cape
Blacks.
Ja.
Is met All Blacks oor die kop.
Hey, Ganje, voort sê ek.
Okay. I get you.
So next week when I'm in Cape Town, the Rugby World Sevens will be taking place. So I'll definitely be watching one or two games in Cape Town.
There's also the tennis. Was it Nadal who's coming to South Africa? Is that next year or this year in December? Ek kan nie meer onthou nie. Hy storie bietjie lank terug uitgekom.
It's next year. I think it's in February, March, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
Nadal against Federer.
Yeah.
But is duur, my broer. Baie duur.
Dis maar so. Haven't you seen those Wimbledon matches? Isn't it? Tenderpreneurs what does it?
Hola.
All right, more rugby news. Springbok wing Makazole Mapimpi. At least somebody that never knows. He was the big winner at the Sharks annual awards event held at the Sun Sibaya in Durban on Tuesday evening. Mapimpi, who became the first Springbok to score a try in a Rugby World Cup final when South Africa beat England in Yokohama last month, walked away with 3 major awards. The 29-year-old was named Players Player of the Year, Fans Player of the Year, and also won the most prestigious Player of the Year award.
Very, very happy for Mapimpi. He's a player, quite an exemplary player. I think he's shown over the last year that he can step up his game. I think he's a very good player going forward. He's a very attack-minded player, but he's always exposed when in defense. Yeah, but that's not what we want to talk about now. I think let's
congratulate him.
Let's congratulate him and let's celebrate the brother. Very funny story about Mapimpi that came out just after the World Cup. There was this girl who
did he pull a Ryan Giggs?
No, luckily this is a feel-good story.
Oh, okay.
This is a feel-good story for especially all men who are being taken for a ride by slave queens out there.
Atata.
Yeah. There's this girl, Mapimpi, he has shown advances to this girl for a number of years. And she wanted to have nothing to do with him when he had nothing.
Like, what are you bringing to the table?
This Makocha, she crawled out of a little hole straight after the World Cup. Say, hola, 7. Uhlala bese mapimpi. Yeah. Wozala kufethu. He's the love of my life. I want to find out where he is. And I did not know he was such a big star. So she sits with egg on her face, and she was stupid enough to showcase this on social media that she rebuffed his advances for quite a number of years, not knowing that this guy, says Casino. Says Hamapimpi. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sure the Slay Queens are not happy. Yeah, stay off social media.
Thank you.
Let's check out some international football news. Mr. Arsenal Wenger says he would be happy to speak to Freddie Ljungberg during his time as Arsenal interim head coach. Wait, when did this happen? When did you guys appoint Ljungberg as your interim head coach?
Since Emery was fired.
Is it?
He took charge of the first game against Norwich.
Is it?
Yeah.
Chicken mos. They boss lega soccer mens genie in like andag nie. Ljungberg's first game in charge at Arsenal was the 2-2 draw at Norwich. Oh, okay, I see. Where they came from behind twice at Carrow Road. Not too bad. What did you make of his first performance as head coach?
I'm still looking at you talking about my team as Boss Liga.
No, I was talking about the English Premier League, not your team.
Oh, okay. Okay, nee, no, is ons recht. Sorry, wat het jy gevra? Nee, luister Cubase.
Yeah.
Long story short. Okay, Freddie Ljungberg is just the interim coach of Arsenal at the moment. We know he's not the long-term solution for the team.
Yeah.
So this is stopgap, patch and solution.
Maar is he patching things up, or are you still leaking?
You know, it was a 2-2 draw again. We couldn't get the win.
You couldn't get the win, yeah.
Yeah. So he did say last night, Freddie Ljungberg, that he would like to tap into the knowledge and the experience of Arsene Wenger and the old English Swedish coach Sven-Göran Eriksson.
Eriksson, yes.
To hear what their views are on man management. I don't know if it's a good thing. There's those two are some old heads in the game. I think the game has changed tremendously over a course period of time, and I think Freddie needs to really tap into some more progressive ideas, I do think. And as much as Arsene Wenger has been a legend of the club, I do think that
his ideas don't work anymore.
Let's kiss and say goodbye. I think the topic moet
voortrek.
Laat die topic net in die background play. I think it's best that he stays a legend. He's the most successful coach of Arsenal in the history of the club. En ons wil nie teruggaan elke keer nie, man. Don't mention this thing.
If his shadow keeps, looming over the club, then you never really progress.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, of course, Brendan Rodgers was one of the names being linked with the Arsenal job. He did come out to say he's very, very happy at Leicester City. But then, strangely, he did mention, for no reason, that there is a release clause in his contract. So, sort of maybe leaving the door half open, or leaving one of the windows open, but trying to close the door, that type of situation.
You know what? I think, I don't know who's Brendan trying to fool here, because his team is doing extremely well in the Premier League, and I think Leicester is way more balanced in terms of quality when compared to Arsenal at the moment.
But I think Arsenal has a better better individual players than Leicester. Maybe as a collective, as a team, they're not doing as well as Leicester because of management or whatever it is the situation may be.
True.
And I think the quality of players that are at Arsenal, the team is good enough to at least challenge for the top 4.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's just that our backline is not up to par with any Premier League club at this moment in time.
Leaking goals.
Phew, we got more holes than Swiss cheese, they say.
You got more leaks than the Ministry of Fisheries.
No, we got more leaks than Wikipedia or WikiLeaks.
Than WikiLeaks, yes. All right. Pep Guardiola, on the other hand, has ruled out Manchester City signing any new players in the upcoming January transfer window, saying he doesn't want any new arrivals. They have been struggling at the back with injuries with, I think, John Stones and Aymeric Laporte. Laporte is going to be out for the next 2 months still. I'm not sure what John Stones' situation is. But what do you think? You think his team is strong enough to carry on without an addition or two? I mean, up front, they are brilliant. Yeah. But in the middle of the park and at the back, I think they're still struggling a little bit.
No, you're right. You're right, Cubase. I think the situation, I saw the report about what Pep was saying. And I think he's correct. He needs to pep up his back line because they are leaking goals left, right, and center. It's almost the same situation as in Arsenal.
Yes. They can score, but they can't defend.
They can't defend. Yo.
Yeah.
So, but I think they won last night, 1-0 against Bournemouth or something like that. So they are not out of this thing yet. City will come, and they will knock on the door until the last day. So, and if they do beef up their defense in January next month,
then they become a formidable squad once again. Liverpool mood for United, fra. City fights. I thought they lasted. You remember the first title they won under Mancini, I think. Aguero. Yes, exactly. So Liverpool must sterk wees, yo. Let's quickly take a look at some transfer news before we wrap things up for today. Lionel Messi, from news out of Spain, Mundo Deportivo. Mundo Deportivo is, it's a weird source. They're so close to the board of the club, so the board sort of leaks information through them, so you never really know what is propaganda and what is real news. But anyway, Lionel Messi will trigger the clause in the Barcelona. Will not trigger the clause in his Barca contract, which enables him to leave the club for nothing next summer. He said, what I feel for this club goes beyond any signature, any contract, or any piece of paper, the 6-time Ballon d'Or winner said, according to, of course, Mundo Deportivo. Meanwhile, their rivals, Real Madrid, are determined to secure the signing of Fabian Ruiz from Napoli next summer. The midfielder has also been linked with a move to the Catalonian club and could cost around £85 million. Still in Spain, Ivan Rakitic would be open to joining Atletico Madrid or former club Sevilla if he leaves Barcelona in January. Sevilla? Atletico maybe, but Sevilla? You're almost so by Ivan Rakitic. You're almost part of the Rakitic fan club.
Just to come back to Messi quickly, I'm always puzzled, sitting here wondering, where will this boy go to once he leaves Barcelona?
City, if Guardiola is still there. Otherwise, he'll probably go back to Argentina.
He'll probably go back to Boca Juniors or something, or River Plate.
I can't remember who it was that he used to play for before he came back.
I think he used to play for River Plate.
I think so as well.
Yeah. I think South American players, I like the way that they come through the structures, whether it's Brazilian or Argentinian.
Yeah.
They play for Boca or for Flamengo in Brazil. They go to France or Holland, make their name there, either at Ajax or PSV Eindhoven or PSG.
Even in France, yes.
Yeah. And then they go to Spain, to either Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Yeah.
They do what they do there for a number of years, and then they go immediately back to their own country. They don't go back to Europe normally.
I know. Gaan terug naar die homeland toe.
Yeah. So your city prediction. Yeah.
But I think for him personally, I mean, this is speculation here, but I think it does bother him a little bit, the fact that people keep saying he's not going to be able to succeed in the Premier League. So I think he would like to play maybe a season or two, but then also Chicken die jare loop, jong.
Die jare loop.
Yeah.
He will not be in his prime 2 years from now.
That's also true.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out some comments. John Shombe saying, good morning, naughty men. Waar is die naughty men?
Wat vino?
Ek ken ook nie, bra. Miskien Shines.
O nee. Ja, seker dit shines.
And Erasmus Shipwata, bonjour, Bazon, and Kuba. Oh, wait.
Bonjour.
Basson, Arsenal apparently don't have enough money to afford elite coaches, and instead they may go for either Arteta or Freddie. What is your take?
I would love, if I have to choose between the two, then I would like for Arteta to come back to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because I think the experience that he has gained under Guardiola for some time now, and the fact that he's in such a good system, maybe we can tap into that system. And then again, he's an Arsenal old boy, an old head of Arsenal. So I think he would do well. Ljungberg, legend, but I don't know if he has the coaching credentials.
He still needs a bit more experience before he can manage at that level. Coco John says, I'm watching you two guys. I will bring some sweets for Christmas from Finland.
Wie is die?
Coco John. On Salvarka.
Okay.
Sweets. I hope the Finnish have nice sweets.
Otherwise, you'll be finished.
Eben Gabachab, you guys are great. Dankie, Eben.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks for joining us this morning. On zoek tendas. Mora Hannes Kaufman. What is the Kankanja Paulus Shetekela. Build sport facilities in every school, location, suburbs, constituencies, and regional facilities, and maintain them, and then train to come back and train, and get them trained to come back and train people. Okay, so I guess local figures who are abroad. Okay, they must send young people to outside countries and know how others do things. This four-letter word of being biased to South Africa, five-letter word won't help us grow as a nation in all aspects. Okay. Makwa van Makwa.
Kijk, kom ek sê net weer nee. I think maybe this whole fish rod scandal will always be our point of reference to a lot of things that we do discuss.
From now on.
For some time.
Yes.
And you know what, with that specific comment, the moment he said that, I was like, you know what? This is money that you could have plowed back into your community. Whoever you are, who are part of this fish rod. Some of that money you could have taken at least just $2 million. Plow it back in your community, build a sports field.
What have my community done for me lately?
Yeah. What have my community done for me lately? You know, simple things like that. And, you know, it's not nice to... I don't know if we can move on, to be honest with you.
From the rotten fish?
It will take some time.
Yeah.
But a comment like that just triggered just this thought in my mind again. That,
it's Namibia, so they will dry the fish, put a lot of salt on it, and we'll move on. We'll make fish biltong.
No, we call it in Portuguese bacalhau.
Bacalhau.
Yeah, it's you take the fish, you put it in salt.
En dan maak je hem droog.
Je maakt hem droog.
Nou, ons doen sulke goed net met vlees.
Ja.
Maar in elk geval, dit is jou sportsnuus vir oggend. Moenie weggaan nie, ons gesels weer oor 10 of 15 minute of so hier op die Morning Mix.
Cubase, voort sê ek.
Wat is jou probleem met my Afrikaans?
Nee, niks nie. Dankie.
You are just bitter because I'm the new favorite darkie here at Trasco.
Oh! Werk het so?
Alright guys, that's your sports news. Stick around, we'll be back. Maria also joins us in studio. We've got some special information to share with you. You don't want to miss that.
Sports on the Morning